Hello everybody, another fix-it video for the Bestway pump and spar unit. In this video I'm just going to show you how to do a more permanent fix for the A valve or air valve. This is a common failure on this particular model. I've gone for a bit more of an industrial approach, so what I'll do is I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you where to get the bits, and I'll provide all links in the description. So I hope you find this helpful. See my other videos for the temporary fix of the air valve and also how to fix the E02 issue. So have a look, and hopefully you'll find this very useful. And at the end of this, I'll show you it working. Thank you very much. So what you'll see on this particular model, you'll see that the air valve is in here. And then typically, see, I've removed it. There's actually 4 prongs. I've cut one out in my temporary video. In here would be a sort of a rubber washer, effectively, or flap. Allows the air to blow that way in, and then when the water pushes back, it's supposed to seal it. And obviously, this is what leaks, comes back through the pipe, and this is why you'll get a lot of water going back through the air pipe here on the egg. And you'll see a load of water leaking out the bottom of here, and this is why you'll be constantly losing water from your spar. Obviously you can cap this off in the kit, but you don't get your air blower functionality. And you'll see that I've taken on this one here, you've got where it pulls the water in, where it pushes the water out after it's heated. And we'll come back to how we need to extend that to maintain the airflow. But essentially what this does is it fixes the failure of I imagine it's nitrile rubber, and it just all warps and doesn't provide a leak. And the Bestway don't provide it. There are aftermarket models to do that now, but I still think it's a terrible design, and what I want to do is step it up a bit to something a bit more industrial. So this is what I had in mind. As you can see, this is a proper spring-loaded air valve. This is proper spar equipment, so it allows the air to blow past when the blower's on, and then the spring will close it off so that water can't get back down and it seals properly. And this isn't going anywhere, it's not going to perish over time. It's got stainless steel components designed for spars, and this is going to be a much better job. And the challenge is effectively to put that between your egg pump and your spar, and obviously that's going to cause some extension issues, which is why we have a selection of pipes, and I'll provide all the measurements for that. I've got effectively, this is car standard reinforced rubber tubing. This is one piece which I cut into 2, which is going to go over there and there, and obviously you can shorten these as much as possible. And I've got similar tubing, again this is all car standard and quality, and this is what we will be using to extend the inlet and outlet, and the fact this is rubber will provide some insulation. The problem we've got is that when you take off the standard coupler, which we don't need anymore, you end up with pipes like that. Equally, this has got to come off as well, and obviously there's a diameter measurement here, which I'll provide measurements for, which is different to this one here, and so there's got to be a bit of flexibility in the pipe. As you can see, the dimensions for that inlet and outlet are the same here, but it's going to be different for this pipe here, and that's essentially why you need some sort of semi-flexible hoses and some jubilee clips to actually seal it off. And maintain, so this is obviously going to be a watertight seal, this not so much, because this is just air, and obviously the leaks, the water's only going to be this side, so as long as you've got jubilee clips this side there shouldn't be any problems. So essentially what I'll do is I'll put all that together, provide some dimensions, and you can replicate it. Like I say, just as a quick sort of measurement, you'll see that this is quite a hefty piece here, what we're talking about. So you can see that the measurement across from end to end is just over 51 inches, or if you put that to 5 inches, that's going to be 131 millimeters, so 5 inches or 131 millimeters. So that's quite an extra distance that you have to put in between the pump and that valve up there. So this is why we need this extension tube. None of this is expensive. It's all sort of car parts I got off eBay. As you can see, I've just got a single part which is sawn into. It's reinforced. It should last a long time. It's all going to be, if it's car proof, then it's going to be sort of oil and petrol resistant, so it's easy going to be able to cope with chemicals. So that's it. So like I say, I'll provide all the list of all the parts, provide all the dimensions that you need to get this pipe. None of this is expensive stuff. Again, this is the most expensive part, and it was only something like, you can pay up to £20, but I only paid about 12 for mine. And this is going to be a much more industrial fit. Okay, on to the next bit. So definitely make sure that you take off these couplings. You can see they are held on with screws and captain nuts this side. This is the bit, this is the surface that we're going to be sealing against. Once you take off the inlet and out valve couplers here, again the same sort of captive nut, oh I can't see the captive nut, unscrew that, this will come off. As you can see, I've already done it on the top here. This is slightly elongated over time, but hopefully we'll get a decent fit with some Jubilee clips around it. And obviously keep these as these bits for spares. I've got a growing sort of set of spares for these things. As you can see, I've already taken that one apart. It's just a question of pulling it off, and there you go, you've got a clean pipe ready to seal. So that is your standard egg. I'll start to put it together essentially with this bolted onto here. This is going to dictate the length of the this hose pipe in terms of the length to actually cut it to. I've already got Jubilee clips for that, for the larger air blower. I've got some Jubilee clips here. These, and again I'll put all the figures down, but this is going to be something around sort of the 50mm mark. The smaller ones that I've got for the air valves are, what does it say on there, 25 to 40mm, again about £3 for two. This is what we're going to need to connect effectively the four ends, the inlet and inlet valve. Again, all standard stuff that I've got from the local DIY shop, not expensive, not specialist. This is the only one you need to find. I'll send you a link of the nearest one I can find, but obviously these are going to change. But this is a standard spar part, and it didn't take long to arrive. As you can see, it's tough components. So let's put it all together, and then we'll get a summary at the end. Cheers. So here we're going to do a few dimensions so that you can note those through. So you can see that the air valve outlet has got an outside diameter of 51.2. As I'm going the outside, I'm not going to do the inside measurements. On the tub, once you take these off, an outside dimension of 25.9 millimeters. Here we have a dimension, should be the same, yeah, just about 25.9. And then with the connectors removed, we've got these soft pipes, which are currently on mine, about 30mm, 29.8. This one is about the same, yeah, about 30 all round. And then with this removed, we've got to allow for an outside diameter, if I can line it up, of 47.7, call it 48. So you can see there's a difference between the air valve on here and on the actual spar, and we've got some differences here, which is why we need the flexible hosing to compensate. So the only other measurements I need to provide are the various lengths of the hose pipe that I had to cut down, but again this is very much dependent on how far away you want your pump from your spar. So let's get into that next bit. So some more dimensions in terms of the pipe work that I've got for to go over this air blower. As you can see, the outside dimensions of that are about 56mm, and then I've got some rubber piping The inside diameter of that is 53.9. Yep, sure, Emily. The outside diameter of this hosing is 63.6 millimeters. And for the outlet and inlet pipe, I have got some pipe which is showing an outside diameter of 39.8 and an inside, hang on darling, and an inside diameter of 29.7. And obviously these got to be cut to length. At the moment I've got a length of my A pipe, just because it's just half of what I received, of 86.7 millimeters. Okay, so now you can see I've got the blower in place. I've got a jubilee clip that side because this is such a good fit. I haven't even bothered with jubilee clips this side. This side's fairly straightforward with a jubilee clip, didn't need to be clamped down much. You can see on that one, because of the lip, you have to make sure this is really towards the end and is gripping all the way around the inside collar. And you can just check very quickly whether you get any air leakage by running it, which we'll do in a minute. Also on the other side of this, you'll see there's an arrow which shows the airflow, but essentially you need the spring that side, and you need the black valve this side, so that's obviously closed. It's the air that's going to force it open. So now if we turn it on, you can see that the spring was open, there's airflow, there's no leaks from here, there's no leaks from there, and we've got a very good airflow through here. So this is going to be a much more efficient than the old one. Notice that you get the pressure released, the spring will go back into position. Just one more time, you can see the movement of that. 1 second. So at the moment there's no water in it, it's just the spring that's forcing it back, and it's doing that perfectly well. The water obviously help once it's full up. So now we've got this distance to cover with the pipe, so I'll do that bit. I'll take some measurements, we'll show the finished article, and then we'll fill it up with water and give it a demonstration. Okay, so there is the air pump in place, there is the bottom pipe screwed in pretty tight with these jubilee clips here. Essentially the measurement that you need for the pipe is 180 millimeters, so the next bit is just to finish that last one in. As you can see, it just goes over the pipe like that, and just use the jubilee clips to tighten it up, and then we'll look at the final assembly. But I think that looks much neater than it did before. Much more serious bit of kit. Okay, so there is the finished assembly. As you can see, it's obviously now a bit stepped back from the spar. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. You can still reach the control panel, but when this unit that I've put in goes into its final building, I'm going to build a soundproof container around it and probably move this control panel separately. You can remove these and make it remote. There you go, jubilee clips there, and there, these are 40mm jubilee clips around this pipe. See the other bit for dimensions, these are 180mm long, and obviously they wouldn't need to be that long. If you could shorten these tubes if you wanted to, obviously. But that is now airtight on both sides. It's pumping through into the spar much better than it did. It all goes that way. The next obvious thing is to fill this up with water to see that it is indeed not leaking, but again, all I know, probably just need some adjustments on these which I can easily get to. But as a final test, we'll just try this bit. You can easily see the air valve actually moving in there. One more time. There you go, that is a Frankenstein modification of the Lazy Spar Tropez. we'll fill it up with water and give it its final test to see if it's improved the level of bubbles. So that's check out for me and Amelie, my beautiful assistant. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got a good load of water. It's nearly up to the maximum level there. The filter's on. The pump is on. It's currently flowing. So you obviously got to, once it's under load, you've got to check for leaks from all these pipes. This water is because it's been raining. And initially, when I put the load on, there was leak from here because of this Jubilee clip had slipped off the bottom. So just make sure that it is actually contacting all the way around the bottom. There's no leaks from there now. So if we unlock it now, so we've got water flowing through with no leaks from either of those. So that's one final test. See the bubbles flowing. Well, that's a lot more vigorous on the bubbles than it was before. It's given a much better flow than it was, so I'm very pleased with that. So hope you're happy with that. Once again, all the links to all the bits will be in the description. Stops, water doesn't flow through. So look at that, there's a much more industrial look to it. There's no leaks coming from these because they're a good push fit. I think that looks like the factory intended, to be honest with you. So once again, thanks for watching, and another Simon fix to the lazy spar. There isn't much left of the original spar, but that's what you got to do with these things. I'm coming towards the end of my 3rd or 4th season, still going. See the links to my other video about how to refurbish one of these. See the links to the impellers which I've got, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is see if I can design, to save you looking, a kit to replace all these parts so you can just buy it in one go. Watch this space. Take care, guys.